it do? What it do? What it do? You should already know it's Talent Tuesday. Quab and I is back in the building. The porch is open and we all in here. What up, Jermaine? Ride out.
What's going on, Jack?
Man, Jack, I'm living, as they would say. I'm living. You dig, baby? Polly, I am good. As we say in Chicago. What up, Charlie? I am good.
Jack.
I'm good. What up, Carvey, the young guru? What's happening, King? Hold that up. Hold that up. You want me to hold it up too? Guess who popping, y'all? Which way you want me at? Which way? Right there. Uh-oh, we got somebody. He got that 19. Say goodbye. Oh, my God, you saying goodbye. It's your last year of it all. You be in the 20s next time. Give him an O one time. Oh, Carvey, 19 years old. Oh, man, I remember those days, man. You remember 19?
Man, what?
Man, 19 was love. It was 19 was a funny time because it had that part of you. As I said, I'm too old to be youngin' with the youngins, and I'm not old enough to be with the old heads. I was like in the middle. Where do I belong? How do I get, man? So, man, love, man. We here. It is Tuesday. Welcome to the porch. Pull up with us, man. Have a cocktail, have a talk, have an adult libation. And if you at work, chime in. If you at work, turn us on. Also, you remember to call WNOV 860 AM and 106.5 FM. You on the porch with Qua, and the gurus. It is Tuesday. For some of y'all, it is Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Did you used to go to Taco Tuesday?
Nah, man, I'm not
I did. I just went because it was taco. Jessica and them used to have a banging Taco Tuesday. Yeah. And Mr. James, I called it up there one time. She was like, Qua, come through. I came through. Never knew what it was, and I see Scooter coming out the back. I was like, I'm not eating the taco, the Scooter. So if anybody listening, tell them I said that. It's Tuesday, man. We got a whole lot going on. The WNBA is about to start.
Yeah, man.
And they already tripping. You see that already? I
heard about
they already tripping, man. They showed Caitlin Clark's game, but they didn't show Angel Reese and nobody else's game.
Well, this is the thing, man. They looking at her as being the second coming.
She the second coming, huh?
Yeah.
They got all their votes on her, huh?
Yeah.
They say it's not about race, huh? I guess so. If you tell me, I'll listen. But they showed WNBA is live, man. Caitlin Clark played her first game. And here's something else. I have to say this. I know we don't talk sports, but Diana Taurasi said, she's not going to do all that, et cetera, et cetera. Caitlin Clark was out there lighting them up.
Letting them have it. Man.
I'm lighting them up. All that XYZ, she a little girl. These are grown women. Yeah. That might be true. I'll give you that. But let me say this right now. That was not the case the other day.
No, sir.
And her and Angel Reese got down too. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see. Yeah. Also, since we last chopped it up, man, the Bucks didn't make the play. The Bucks are out the playoffs.
Man, listen here, man.
Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
I've been trying to tell these cats, man, that really don't understand what's happening. When you bring a person in, and this is no fault of Doc, but when you bring a person in that's implementing his game plan, so then when you switching over from the game plan you originally had installed to what you're trying to install now, for those of you that know that have played organized basketball, it's hard. And while you're playing live time, trying to remember the plays, trying to remember where to be at on the floor. When you playing defense, your whole defense assignment,
where you're supposed to be. And not only that, they didn't do training camp. They didn't do the walkthroughs or nothing. Exactly. He came in, even though he's consulting. Training camp is important, as everybody says. This is where you get your flows. Yeah, they never got a consistent who's who. Yeah, you know what I mean?
See, because you can have, it's just like in the band, like you can have a talented bass player, drummer, keyboard player. You know what I mean? Everybody is talented on their own, but when you we rehearsing for a tour and you got to learn structure stuff. That's a totally different thing compared to just playing the gig and everybody.
Because this is just the gig. Yeah. But you say, no, we about to go on tour. And every night people looking for this. Yeah. They looking for that.
And it has to sound exactly like the record. So what they're used to hearing. So it's going to take time to implement everybody's own talent into one pot. So that's what's going on.
No matter how the skilled musician,
no
matter how classic of a voice trained, etc.
It don't matter.
We all need to click somewhere.
Yeah, chemistry.
And I, as I said the other day, I wanted the Bucks to win for the reasons of the economy.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people that work down at the stadium.
Yeah.
I do. I know quite a bit of people. I know the bars in the city, the restaurants. There are a number of things that could have benefited. The further they go in the playoffs, the better it is.
Right.
Because the year they won the championship, it was like, as I use the term, everybody ate.
Right.
So it's unfortunate they came up short, man. I wanted to see them go on a longer run. Do you think they're gonna run it back?
Well, not with that same squad.
You don't think they're gonna run it back?
Well, I mean, Dame and Giannis, of course.
Dame got to be there.
Chris Middleton, of course.
And shout out to Chris Middleton.
Yeah, man. Chris held it down.
I think finally people showing him some love.
Yeah, and then
Bobby locked.
Bobby locked. But as far as like the Pat Connaughtons and the Patrick Beverleys and the Jay Crowders. Oh yeah.
Lopez locked.
Yeah. Lopez locked for like 3 years or something, 3 or 4 years. But this is the thing though. If you're gonna sign somebody old that's gonna miss shots and get paid, you might as well sign me. I throw the ball up off the side of the backboard for a few thousand.
Listen, you said if that's how we playing. Hey, listen. I'm just saying. I'm not that I'm telling you to go sign you, but
man, sign me, man.
But listen, I'm what he said. He said if you're gonna, because again, a friend of mine said the Bucks lost because the Pacers outran them. Them young legs.
Yeah, Doc.
They couldn't keep up.
Man, they was out there looking like me, man.
They couldn't keep up.
What? Man, we ain't even gonna talk about that because they cheated. That was
I think they cheated the Bucks sometimes.
Of course,
several games
they cheated the Bucks. They cheated yesterday, even though I don't like Indiana, but they cheated Indiana because clearly he didn't kick the ball.
He didn't.
He didn't kick the ball, but because of the narrative, no, he didn't. No, sir. No, sir.
It was clearly when they showed that it was
clear off his hand.
This has been the worst ref anyway. We can say that
man.
because we're not getting the fine, but this has been the worst referee in a long time. I mean, period. Across the board. I just seen some stuff. I just be sitting there like, okay, you're gonna call that one. That one right there.
Listen, again, if you gonna just throw away money, you might as well sign me. I blow the whistle like Too Short.
Blow the whistle.
Listen,
what's my favorite? No,
hey, blow the whistle.
Miles Duke just chimed in. He say 5 can't beat 8. You know, never used it. So I would hope they run it back. You know what I mean? I mean, they're gonna have to get younger legs, but I would hope they run it back. And also, let's be honest. Let's hey, Duke Miles. Miles said it's good to hear you, man.
Duke,
that's your man. That's your man.
Appreciate
Ain't nobody, man. Nobody do it like Miles, man.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Big Duke.
So we want to see him back, man. We want to see him back, fam. So, man, let's get this thing going, man. Oh, also, again, man, as I stated, anybody that was watching the WNBA this week, Caitlin Clark made her debut. And so did Angel Witherspoon, my girl. She in Chicago too, man. So that's a part of it, man. I'm glad. And guess what else happened, man? You know what happened Sunday?
What's that?
Brother Debo had a birthday, man. A birthday party, man.
I didn't even know nothing about it. Hey, well, I can still.
What's the word again?
Well, I can still put a message in the bottle.
Wait a minute. Go ahead, man.
The convalescence.
On birthdays, we change our vocabulary.
Oh, man, it can't.
Still convalesce. Let me put my fingers to it. Hey, brother, no, man. Listen, man. Sunday was a bad day for me, Debo, but I got you, though, King. I sent you some love on the book. I saw you. So, King, I saw the white party, man. Got some emotions going, man. Happy born day to you, brother. Let's get that brother some love, man. Carby next. Carby up. Hey, look, Carby. Hey, look with this. Here we go again. We posting up. Look at that. Carvey P birthday bash. Look, the man will be 19. Milestone. He say goodbye to the team. Do you remember that, fam?
Listen, man. I remember mine. Well, I mean, for mine, I was getting ready to have my daughter. So about 19, 20. Yeah, I was getting ready to have my daughter.
Wow. See?
Yeah.
Talk to us. Wait a minute. You got to talk to the mic because you might say something that. Yeah. What's up, Lena Ramirez? What's happening? Chime in. We're going to have a talk with y'all. Go ahead, Carby. Talk to us.
Since I'm about to, turned 19 years old. I just wanted some, words of wisdom from you guys, man. Just, uplift me as I go into this next stage of my life,
Well,
Just,
I'm gonna give you a word of wisdom. Don't wear a hood inside.
okay. Let's do that.
He messed the crown up.
well, at least for me, I'm gonna say this: he who sleeps on the floor can never fall out of bed. So just remember, don't know what they got to do with anything.
No, hey man,
But just don't fall out of bed.
Hey, be prepared. It means be prepared. That's what it means. What's up, Lena? Carvey, I'm gonna be talking. I tell you what, we had this sister coming on, but this whole day today, we dropping jewels all the way to your birthday about turning 19. I will tell you this. This is one thing I will say. Whatever you're gonna do, start it now.
Mhm.
There's no such thing as I'll do that when I get this. I'll be a better leader when I do this. I'll be a better father when I get this. I'll save money when I get money. No, whatever you're gonna do, you get $1,000 by saving $1 first.
Yeah.
The biggest mistake you can make as a teen at 19 years old is waiting to do something. Whatever you need to do it now. Start training now, start processing now, and go through it, because right now you will blink and you'll be 30. So that's the first thing. That's the first of my many, man. So you stay in. We locked in today with you there all day. And matter of fact, anybody out there, you remember your 19? Talk to you. What would you tell your younger self? Jermaine, what would you say to your 19-year-old self?
Boy, listen. Yeah.
Be careful. Baby girl, hey, you do not want baby girl. Listen, you say something like, no, because my friend said this. I would have waited to have, my friend said I would have waited to have kids. His son lost it. So what you telling me? I was like, no, man, he was just saying. What would you tell your 19-year-old self?
Well, what I know now.
Right. It's always hindsight.
I most definitely would have listened to my mother and my father. When they told me, son, take your time. Don't believe the hype. It ain't really what it seems. And me, I had graduated when I was 17, so I thought I was grown.
You in the world. I'm here.
Myself,
I'm out here.
Vehicle and a little money.
And don't forget you're a musician.
And I'm a musician.
And you was this was young Jermaine. I know. You did the talented prodigy, right?
Listen here, man. When I tell you it was young slang man. I mean,
let's go.
Slanging.
I'm in it.
But boy, listen here. The experience that I've experienced, even though I didn't like it, it was a product of me not listening. So I wouldn't change it because it taught me who I am now. But however, for those that don't have to go through that, man, look at what other people have experienced and take notes from it. Now, your situation might not be like theirs, but there are some similarities to every situation. And I just learned that I would have most definitely chose a lot of stuff differently.
Oh man, we would have. If I could say to my 19-year-old self, the one main thing I would have said is, don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail, because failure is the best building of character that you're gonna get.
Right.
I would have told my 19-year-old self, don't be afraid to fail. There's a lot of things that I could have did that I was scared. No, what if I fail? What if I mess up? What if I come back? Because you got to know this. As many times as you fail, it's always opportunity to get back up. People on the sidelines that say I did or I didn't, you got a chance to say I was in the game. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. So we're going to drop them jewels back and forth, man. So listen, man, let's get into this joint, man. We're going to be talking. If y'all out there, let us know. My man Carvey turning 19 tomorrow. He's saying goodbye. This is his last era of those years. My God. So rock in, call in, and join there and chime in with him. What would you tell your 19-year-old self? But better yet, what would you tell Carvey? Call in. So, man, where we at, fam? Let's go on, man. So listen, man. Oh, and so here's where I want to start as they getting it together, because when we come back from commercial, we might do music. So y'all can call in with Carvey, but I got to share this real quick. Anybody out there in the sound of my voice, know this. Look, we do the energy, but I got to share this. My good friend Courtney Kelly hit me with a text message. Did you see this? Has anybody out there been following Brian McKnight and what he is doing and his conversations he having with his children in the world? So in Detroit, if I'm right, they canceled this concert because the people was like, we not going to see him. All over the country where he's playing, people are asking for refunds. I'm gonna tell you this.
God, you ain't heard?
So me and May gonna share
man.
it with you, and I'm gonna even share a clip over there. He says, in so many words, he got on television, he went on Instagram, YouTube, etc. He said, I have a proud new family. And not that I did not take care of my past kids, but they are my past kids. They were born in sin. They are embarrassments. I have moved on. And when you want to change, you have to get away from people, even if that's your family. He quoted Bible scriptures, and he says he has a new family. So he is married this Asian lady. I'm just saying, he's married this Asian lady. He's adopted her kids. He's named the son Junior, and he took Junior from his other son. And then when people asked him, he didn't say, well, today he did. There's a video different. But in the beginning, he was arrogant, staunchly, vehemently standing on it like, hey, they deserve that. I'm showing them I took care of them. Don't y'all? Y'all can't tell me nothing. It said honor your parents and your children. And simple as that. And Brian McKnight is out here. So I want to ask people, is he showing tough love or he just being downright disrespectful? Because if you've been following him, Brian McKnight also went as far to say that over the last years, his kid, because, you know, if we think about the conversation, Brian McKnight, he has some issues with his sons and daughters. You know, he was saying they was being disrespectful. I'm just going in the context. And then, you know, we had that moment with Kirk Franklin and his son went back and forth, and Kirk Franklin, his son recorded him cursing him out. You know, we had a number of people showing where they said their kids wasn't listening and they either disowned them. But on this level, this dude has took it to levels like no before. He said they were born in sin. His new daughter, and he has a daughter already.
But my thing with that, if he's saying that they was born in sin, brother, you was born in sin. So kill yourself.
Well, he also, let's look at this. So let's again put it in context. He was married, his two sons, his two boys, he was married. The daughter he had, if I'm right, he had outside in his, he was his one more tries all over the country. Yeah. He ended up having another, and she accepted the child.
Right.
Just like that. And he is disowned all of them. And he said, you know, he tired of it. So I just want to know, do people think it's tough love, or is he being... Man, he just disowning them, man. We come back for commercial. We gonna get our music in. We gonna get our conversation. Carvey is turning 19, and we got music. Take us out of here, man. We be right back. Absolutely.
V.
We back in the building. It's Tuesday. You on the porch with Qua. Pull up to the porch, man. It's raining outside. It's really raining outside. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, that means you inside. So if you inside, man, just enjoy your inside time. And again, we chopping it up. What's up, Miles? We is having fun. And before I get into our music, I gotta say this too. I was telling you that. Oh, is this the eighth? These the callers? The eighth callers. That's just number 2. Yep. Let him make sure. And you hit it out there. It's coming down. So. Yep, let me get him. Yep, you got 6 more callers, 8 more callers. Yep. Because right now, you get a chance to be in that package. You already know what it is. So we already have 2 callers. If you the 8th and 9th caller, so you got, if you know what, anybody that calls 4 times in a row is disqualified because we getting that a lot. Cats a call, yeah, I'm trying to call in. But so before we get into the music, King, and before we get in our conversation, my guest will be here shortly because the rain has kind of got him stuck. In Pennsylvania, a small church in Pennsylvania, they pulled the gun on the pastor. Luckily, the deacon came. I don't know if it was mental health or whatever behind it, but fam, they pulled the gun on the pastor. That tells you a lot that's going on. Saturday, I was at an event where we did mental health and wellness. Shout out to the county, Aziz, and all of that, man, for working with. Oh, we got a caller. Check and see. Let me see. Caller number 3. Oh. Nope, you're not it. Nope, you're not it. Negative. Nope, you're not it. Nope, they're not it. They're it. Talk to you later. See you later. You taller than before. Man, let him come over here, man. I need to do my thing with him. I want to talk to him. Send him over here. You number 4. All right. So, man, let's get this going. What up, Miles? What's up, y'all? It's raining outside, man. So you got to stay in, stay dry. But you know what? It's way better than snowing. So with that being said, I can't wait to do this. It's Tuesday. Let's kick it off. Carvey birthday tomorrow. Wait till tomorrow. We're going to have a whole party in here tomorrow. Well, we always have a movie, as he say. Carvey, the camera, lights, action. We ready? Man, keys going.
Yeah,
we say it, y'all. Get with us. Engine number 9 on the New York Transit line. Like if my train fell off the track. Pick it up. Uh-oh, these are all the joints. But again, it's Tuesday. What up, Deidre? What up, Marcel? So, man, again, I want to drop another jewel. Carvey said, "Our young man, Carvey, post this up again. Post this up again. And if you get free entry, you see this on the back, Jermaine? That's the old school right there. If you got this, if you have this,
it's VIP. Huh?
Listen, if you come in, it's free entry. Am I right, Carvey? This is, remember these days? I used to write I had my first party. I wrote all my pluggers by hand. I called them pluggers too. Wow. What time, where, when, all right? Wow. Right? That's what I had on there, right? Free entry, right? It said free entry. So you had this on here, the birthday bash, Carvey P birthday bash. So I wanted to drop another jewel. Carvey asked the question, and you can place it in the chat too, Carvey. Carvey is turning 20 years old. He's saying goodbye to the numbers. 19, I'm sorry, he's turning 19. He's saying goodbye to the teens, right? 19, 18, 17, 16. You are going into the how that feel, Carvey? You going into the numbers 2. You get ready after this birthday, you going into the 2 and zeros. Hey, wait, speaking of, let me say something. So here's a jewel I want to drop. He say you said turning 19, right? You said turning 19, right? You say he wants to. Here's a jewel I got to drop. Wherever you are, don't let that be the place that you think you're going to always be. Being in your mom's basement, everybody started out down there. If you was in, look, if you was in college, you'd be staying in the dorm. You can transfer one in and out. And another thing I will jump at you, I got to say this too. Don't take the money. Work the process. The money will be there. The process will help you get more than that. So 10 books over one house. Most people will take the house. Eric Thomas said, I'll take the 10 books. Why? The 10 books will show you how to get 10 houses. All right. So again, family, if y'all got some wisdom and some words from my man, my guest is running behind just because of the weather, but we all still good. Listen, so fam, again, man, I just wanted to chime it up in with y'all about what I saw, man. So if you the 8th call, you don't forget the 8th and 9th caller. But this whole thing with Brian McKnight, do y'all think, and you can call in and talk to me and let me know what y'all think. Do he think Kirk Franklin had a moment where his son, he said he was being disrespectful. So according to Kirk Franklin, he cut him off, and his son went in and he said some out of pocket stuff. So he told Kirk Franklin, who is a father, even though a minister, he's still a father. He called in. And he recorded Kirk Franklin, going in. He was talking like a dad. He said, this is the man of God. He showed that the world knew it. Ricky Smiley had some issues. His kids weren't listening. He had a moment where he was cutting them off. And he said, hey, if they're going to be disrespectful, he's not taking care of them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That happens. That has happened. But Brian McKnight, and let me find my words the right way. Brian McKnight has done like no other. He says his children were born in sin. His new family, and he said this on the thing, my new family, my new daughter, and my new junior are my prize. They make me glad to be a dad. So he's completely disowned them. And as people were trying to talk to him about it, he got back on social media and he didn't say, well, he didn't try to put it in any context. He made it clear. Yeah, I said it and that's what it is. And if anybody don't like it, oh, well, and you're not listening to the message I'm trying to share. I'm trying to teach them and not spoil them. He said in his years, he spoiled them. He took care of them. He did everything, but he didn't do a lot of parenting. Now, that's what he said. When you go and look on the stats, his son said, now you guys know that he was never the father he claimed to be. So I'm asking the people out there before, as my guest comes in, I'm asking the people out there and even us in here building, when you hear this, do you see that as tough parenting? Do you see that as a realization? Or do you see that he decided like, they're not listening to me? Because again, if we think about it, Brian McKnight's sons according to him, again, he said they're 30-something years old. They're 30 years old. He says he doesn't have to take care of me. He also went further to say that when he put them out the house, he told them, you got 2 years to get your life together. And if you don't, I'm taking the apartments. I'm cutting you off. And he said he cut him off. He said the ex-wife got him a job. They didn't want the job. And then he goes further to say they broke in his house. And according to him, his son broke in his house and found a picture of his new family and put X's all across it. And Brian McKnight said that was the last straw. All right. He said, that's it. Now, how have we responded in the community? In the community, certain places have canceled his concerts. They're not even, the ticket sales were cut in half. And some people are not even going to go to the concert. So what do you think, man, when you hear about this? Miles said he done lost it. Well, does that happen in times? I'm just asking. I want to hear what you have to say. You get married, you have a new family. Does that happen where you say, well, this is what I'm focusing on and that was in my past? Or do you say you make it a blended family? Because he stated that he had been trying. He stated that the wife was trying to bring it all together. So I just wonder what y'all think. All right, we got a caller. We got a caller real quick. Talk to me, fam. We got a caller. If you caller, hit me. Caller, you on the porch with Qua. Hello?
Quad?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Hey, Quad.
What's up, King?
It's just me again, sir.
It's all good.
Hey, Quad, what you just saying,
Uh-huh.
you're absolutely right. Because when somebody make a mistake, especially black people, come on now. Come on now. You got the great people in the house, right?
Yes, sir.
Sitting next to you.
Yes, sir.
The greatest people you know.
The posse.
I can't say this and that and another. The Quad, no, I do. I say that's you and your posse, right?
Okay.
The Quad, what I want to say respectfully, sir, you have to do right. And what happened, man? Come on now. You kidding me?
Man, listen. Wow. It's flooding outside.
I know it's raining outside.
No, it's a flood.
And stuff like that.
The streets are flooded.
The Quad.
Yes, sir.
What you were saying, young man, you are absolutely right.
Oh,
Quad.
yes. And let me ask you this. What would you tell him, if you don't mind real quick, what would you tell him? He said he turned 19 years old. He said he wants some word of advice. What would you tell this young man before we move to the next caller? What would you tell him?
I'll tell that young man, just be strong and tell the truth and be yourself. Because when I was 17, my ass was, excuse me for saying my ass, Quad.
That's twice.
Excuse me for running up on the porch, okay?
It's all good.
But all of y'all, I'm just being for real about that. I don't mean no disrespect to the radio station. The Quad, to answer your question, sir, I was telling that young man, hey, man, tell it like it is.
Tell it like it is. T.I.
Tell it like it is.
Yes, man, so, man.
That wonderful alone.
Say no more.
Be yourself. Be yourself. And that's all it is.
Man.
Because you know what? Hey, Quad.
Yes, sir.
One thing I would like to say, if you don't mind, I want to say to your mom and everybody else's mom, I just want to say Happy Mother's Day.
Yes, man. Yes, sir. Give it up for the Happy Mother's Day, JT. We always appreciate you, King. Stay with us, man. Welcome. Come back. Listen, as he's speaking, I just want to say this real quick. All jokes aside, listen, if you're driving down Capitol, we're looking out the window right now, and if we get a shot at it, if we can or we can't, it's very bad out here, so be careful. Even my guests, I know you're making it, but listen, we're looking out the windows right here on Capitol, and it is literally... the cars are driving through almost like a mini, shallow lake river.
Yeah, man. It's almost like,
man, it's
surfing
really
USA.
Yeah, and this is dangerous because it's already crazy driving here. We know that, but the cars are going through. See, this knucklehead's flying down the street on a day like this.
That's crazy.
So it's pulling over. So family, be careful out here. Seriously on the nuts. So please be careful. We're not joking when we say that. All right. I want to write this down based on my good friend Lena Ramirez, and she's speaking on the Brian McKnight. She says he should have kept his private business private. He doesn't have to take it out on them. but he doesn't have to publicly disown them. That's what got me. Like, he publicly disowned them. He didn't say, like, he made it clear. And I'm gonna try to find the video and seek and we play it. So he keep his business private. His son went further and got back on and said that, yeah, his dad has spoiled him. His dad gave them everything. He said, but he's trying to get better. And he said the one thing that differentiates him from his dad, is that he admit where he was wrong, but his dad won't. So, and then there's the other aspect. My sister stated the other day, I got a text and she said, how about the fact he did, I'm bringing this in. I'm gonna ask what you think. He's bringing them in. He disowned them. The family is Asian, the daughter, the son, etc. And he disowned his black children, except the one he has now, because he adopted all of her kids. So again, thank you, Lena, for your comment. Go ahead, man.
Well, in
I'm
a situation
interested.
like that, it's almost like, and I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, I understand.
I would never disown any of my kids. I only have 2, but therefore, I wonder what really happened that got it to this point. Yeah, to this point, because it started somewhere.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that it didn't start off ugly like this.
Yeah, well, let me say this to you, man, real quick too. Look, if you go back, because his kids sing.
Yeah,
his kids sing, right? Yeah, and they had the videos with him. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So he said this has been going for about 3 years now. He said it's been happening for about 3 years. So he finally said that. So I'm like you, what's the backstory?
Man, listen, I'm gonna be kind of honest with you, because I've experienced, and this might not sit right with some of the listeners, but I've experienced some of the women that has had vindictive motives. And
he said that,
stuff that they've done, and then you have your kids which you love, but 10 times out of 10, when you was in school, if somebody talked about your daddy, yeah, you got mad. But somebody say something about your mama,
that's a whole different story.
You was burning the school down.
Don't say nothing about
See
my
what
mama.
I'm saying? So it's with this that's going on and it's so ugly publicly, it makes me think, hold up. What? See what I'm saying?
It's deeper.
Yeah, it's way deeper than what we see.
It's deeper. And he said that see, and this is what bothers me with it, that they throwing mud back and forth now.
Yeah.
It is
and
getting messy.
Social media don't make it any better. So when you already have a family, for me, family structure is very important. So when you have the family structure that's in limbo, but then you add to that the House of LA and those talk shows of Atlanta, you see the families fighting,
the brothers, basketball wives, and all that other stuff.
And you got people that sit and watch this stuff, and it becomes a part of you.
Yeah.
So
without a
how
question,
you handle your situation, it all becomes TV drama,
because you can see it.
You can see
it's to the point now, and it's to the point that that's almost like they said, this is the way, like you said, this is how we should handle it.
Yeah.
We act, we argue, we throw stuff. Don't talk to me, and I mean it's getting that bad. So so I got more people chiming in. We at that mark, man. We gonna hit a commercial and swing back. Family, please listen, man. Lord have mercy, it's pretty bad out there. And if you can stay where you are, it's okay if you stay. Look at that, man. It's real bad. I mean, it's literally water on the sidewalk out there. That's good for your brake. That's not good for your brakes. And I mean, they hydroplaning and everything. Let's get up out of here, man. We gonna come back, man, in a minute. Oh, and that other caller, you're always welcome to call back. And if you out there, listen, if you coming down Capitol Drive, please, family, please. I would actually avoid Capitol Drive if you can. Right here on 20th and Capitol, we looking in the streets. It's flooded. It's literally flooded. This is not gonna be good for a couple of days. It's not going to be good for a couple of days. So if you can avoid that car, you see that little car that I'm looking at right now, it's over its wheels.
Yeah,
it's strictly over its wheels right now. So please, buses, everybody be careful. We had this once before and somebody lost their life, man. So you got to be careful in this type of weather. I didn't know it was gonna storm this bad. Is this across the city? If we get a chance, check through the weather. Is this across the city? The bus wheels are hot. If the rain water is hitting the bus like that, that tell you a whole lot, man. So King, we gonna go to commercial. We gonna come back, man. Stay with us, man. We talking. My guest is pulling up. I really, if she's not here, I'm okay with it because it's pretty bad out there. So talk to me in a minute, man. Be careful if you can. Yeah, Carvey, get a shot of that if you can, man.
Smith.
What you saying, Mary? What you trying? You calling to say hi? You calling?
Number 8.
You are. Let's give it up for. Yes, Mary, you are. You number 8. I didn't know you just saying what's up to us. I didn't know if you just wanted to be nice and say hi, but I guess you. Guess you don't. You didn't say much. You just was like, I'm calling number 8. That's got nothing to do with that, Qua. All right, we got you. We gonna get your name and your info, and we get your name and info. Happy, your mother.
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day. Happy early Mother's Day to you. And listen, you wait. If you get this, if you trying to win, you putting your name and have to win the package.
I'm with my 2 daughters. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, there we go. All right. Well, Mary, we gonna take your information. You are our caller. All right. Well, that's the first one. You get a chance to in the Mother's Day package, which is an amazing package. All right. Let me get that next caller. Next caller. Caller, you on the porch with Qua. Who is this? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, you're on the porch with Qua. What's going on?
Hi, Qua. My name is Kawana. I'm a caller number 9.
Depending on what you're trying to do. You trying to talk to Qua and us, or you trying to be in that package? You want the Mother's Day package?
I want the Mother's Day package.
You just hurt my heart. You know that? You were supposed to say Qua. I was taller. Okay. Well, Ken, we gonna take your name. You the 9th caller. We got it. Hey. So you in? We gonna get your name. When you hang up, we're gonna get your name. We're gonna talk to you and you stay with us. Hopefully you will stay on the call and be in here with us. Do you listen to us every day?
Absolutely, I do.
See, that's all I need to hear. Now I'm feeling good. All right, they're happy. Are you a mother?
I am.
Happy Mother's Day to you, dear. Enjoy your time. All right, so we get it in. It's Mother's Day this weekend. It's your all day. It's Mother's Day every day, but we're gonna make sure that happens. So, all right, family. Yep, call. Stay on the line. We got you. All right. So we are here, man. Y'all be careful out here, man. It is bad, man. Come on in. Just come on in. Man, our guest is here. Let's give our guest some love just because, man. Can she get some love just because? For real, dear. Greta, yep, you can either one. He got you. Yes, just because, dear. Slide over a little bit. What's going on? I'm so sorry. I owe you something. I was, when you called, I was about to tell you, like, no, stay where you are. But you was like, no, I'm outside. I'm like, you outside. You see what it looks like out there.
Yeah, that's a mess.
People, I don't want,
whole mess.
I think people thought we was exaggerating when we were saying, like, look outside. Look at that. Am I correct?
No. North Division, over by North Division is a mess as well.
Wow. We did not see this coming, Carvey. Good thing it didn't happen on your birthday. You got some. So this young man this young man. Look, can I put the flyer up again, Carvey? I'm promoting. Look. The 19th. Look at that. His birthday. He turned 19. Oh. And if you have this, he gave me this. So
okay.
Get in.
You got free entry.
Yeah, I feel special. The young brothers asked me, last time I was told I was the old guy. So, all right. So he turning, this is 19. He's saying goodbye to the teens. So the whole show, we've been dropping jewels. He said, man, y'all put some wisdom on me of what a 19. What would you tell them? Two things before you introduce yourself. Speaking to the mic a little bit before you introduce yourself. What would you say to your 19-year-old self? What would you tell your 19-year-old self? And what do you tell that young man over there?
It gets better.
Oh,
it gets better. Life does not end at 19.
Oh, it gets better.
Yes.
That's a jewel. Let me ring the bell
Ooh,
up here.
I got that.
You got the bell. It gets better. Okay. What would you tell your 19-year-old self? You was graduating. Wait, 1989?
Oh, yeah.
I was 19 in 1989.
Yeah, graduating.
Oh, you was graduating. You on your way to AP?
UAPB. UAPB. Shouts out.
Shouts out. HBCU in the
HBCU.
building. What would you tell the 19-year-old you? A 19-year-old you in college too, right?
Yes.
What would you tell your 19-year-old self?
Confidence is everything.
Oh.
Confidence is everything. Have humble confidence.
She needed to know that?
She needed to know that.
Wow.
She needed to know that humble confidence is good. And she kind of wished she would have had a little more of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, dear, you just got in. Lori said, what's up? Lori Grayson said, that's your squad.
Hey, Lori.
Yes. My brothers went to school with you down there. William Gray.
Yes.
Told them. Yeah, Martian Commandos.
Yes.
My mom is saying, what's up? Okay, what's that? UAPB, dear mother. Okay, Lori. Tarasha, what's up? I guess tomorrow. What's up, Tarasha? What's happening? What's up? So, Cyrus Caldwell. So, real quick, Queen. let me do this too, because you didn't get a chance to get the joints we do, and I know you. 2 things I know about you. One, you're a serious Milwaukee Bucks fan.
I am.
You do not play about NBA playoffs. I saw you. And the other thing is, you a serious old school hip hop head.
I do.
Oh, you a serious? Yes, sir.
I believe it. That's how bad it is.
Oh man, y'all got to be careful out here, man. Y'all got to be careful.
Just flicked away.
Man, listen, please put it up on the screen, please. Jermaine, listen, I need a favor from you too, man.
Yes, sir.
Listen,
yes,
I think
sir.
I got Slick Rick, the old school hip hop joint over there. Do I got something like that?
Let's see. I'm sure you do.
Because our friend is here, and she didn't get to hear the what's the name, but she came all the way in the rain. I can't not give her one of them joints. I played them. You know what all the songs I played from? From the year 1989.
Oh wow!
Every song I played was from 1989.
Oh, wow.
I even played Christopher Williams' Promises.
Oh.
I did all, and well, unfortunately, we played Can You Stand the Rain?
And then look what happened.
We didn't mean that.
Look what happened. See?
It's the hip hop classic.
It
So why you doing it, man? Listen, so family, I am honored to be sitting next to my good friend over here. We got some years in. Am I right?
We do.
Because like you are 30 years of teaching. 32 years of teaching, right? Over 30 years of teaching. Yes. Let's make some noise for that. Please make some noise for that. And I've known you how many of those years?
Oh my gosh. Dr. King. So it has to be 20 plus.
So you got, and because what's his name?
Yeah.
He's like, Mr. Quabbin, I'm about to be 30. I was like, just be careful. You gotta tell everybody. Kayvon said, hey, Mr. Quabbin, yeah, I'm about to be 30. When he was sitting there, he's like, man, you remember you came to my class in 5th grade?
Yes.
I was like,
yes.
I did. So we got some years in.
Yes, we do.
Dear,
yes,
well,
we do.
I am glad to listen. I am honored to know my dear friend. I have watched you. I have known you. You have brought me into your school, right?
Yes.
We've had discussions about changing, about growth, about development.
Yes.
There's nothing like at Seaford when you do all the everybody comes on that day of school. The first we welcome the students back.
First day of school. Yes.
Welcome the students back is like a whole event. Everybody is out there. The community is out there, and just your dedication overall and everything you're doing. So can we give you a round of applause in here, man? Give her give her one time. Can she get an So you on the porch, dear. So listen, did you find one, man? Listen, so we got this day for hip hop, and we knowing you a hip hop head. All your people said what's up. So listen, you have an amazing program that I think I'll call it a program based on what I know the circumstances that started after COVID, right? Over 30 years of teaching, 32. I know you had a moment down in Central and you was like, Quad, I'm with the people. I want to be where the people at, right? HBCU grad.
Yes.
Proud Milwaukee. Can't tell you nothing about the Bucks, Brewers, Packers too.
Let's go.
I know. I'm just saying. I know. So do me this favor, dear. Introduce yourself. Tell them your name, and I'm gonna read your bio. But when I read the bio, I don't read the bio like, and this is that. I got the bio, and I know it. Oh, we do it.
I got one.
You got one?
I got one. If you want to do.
Okay, man. Let's. Can we introduce her?
We can introduce her.
So let's introduce you to the porch. So you on the porch. So you didn't get to do it. So you get to do it again. Okay. Engine number 9 on my New York transit line. Like if my train fell off the track, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Uh-oh. into our conversation, I want to talk about what you do. We have your information over there. Award-winning. We are spotlighting Dannette Justus. That's crazy, Justice. This just fits right. Who has been an educator for 32 years with Milwaukee Public Schools. Her love for books led her to launch her own YouTube channel, Just Us and Books, with 180 plus read alouds that are updated weekly. The Nets students have traveled to a pizza parlor, Milwaukee Brewers American Family Field, and NFL Stadium, and home of the world champion Milwaukee Bucks. I knew that clap was coming up. All right. Just Us and Books has expanded to providing free professional development to schools, organizations to talk about the importance of read alouds and how teachers can use Just Us and Books in their classrooms. There, I want to give you some flowers just for being innovative, because I'll do it like this. COVID happened.
Mm-hmm.
We'd never seen anything like that in our
Never.
life.
Never.
And we didn't know what that was going to be like. Families were scurrying for resources. People were concerned about getting sick. It was nothing like it before. But then on that Monday, it hit. What are we going to do with our students?
Mm-hmm.
Our children were already facing some disparities
Absolutely.
in education. And they say and I do not mean to make this small, minimalize it, but they say the education gap, the information highway, right? They say we're trying to close it. And I'm like, closing it will do no justice to how far we're behind in some places. There's already the statement that Black boys, especially Black boys, are not reading.
Mm-hmm.
Our children are
Mhm.
failing the illiteracy rate. And then the pandemic hits.
Yes.
Now kids who came to school to get something are home. And let's be honest, some of the homes that some of our students were not safe places,
Mhm.
learning institutions. They were just home. This graduating class, my little cousin is in that graduating class. If you think about it, for 3 years, literally, they did not go to school.
This 2024.
Yes.
My nephew.
Right.
Mhm.
Didn't do his freshman year, right?
Yes.
Didn't do his sophomore year. The junior year, it was kind of like maybe yes.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
The senior year was they really like first year of full. So that's
Imagine that.
socialization, everything. You're in the midst of all of this. I know your commitment to Seaford. I know your commitment. I know when there were offers to do, you were like, "Why?" We talked, and I was like, "You was like, nah, I belong with the people," which is commendable, which is super commendable. But you started this. Give me some of the why behind it, and what keeps it going.
Well, yes, COVID happened, and I was really just trying to reach the students.
Your students.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
With a read aloud,
Mhm.
something I do on the first day of school. Go around to the different rooms,
Mm-hmm.
do a read aloud, welcome back. Did it, recorded myself on my phone, uploaded it to, we call it the Google Classroom.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
teachers and students and parents have
Mhm.
access.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was it. And so a student gave me a little message. Miss Justice, you're a good reader. And I
Okay.
thought, oh, how
Well,
sweet.
well, thank you. Right. Okay.
And a teacher asked, well, what are you going to read next week? And so next week became the next, and it grew and grew and grew. And I had quite a few read alouds that I had done. And meanwhile, while I'm sharing them with the teachers, I'm also uploading them to Facebook.
Mm.
And so a dear friend of mine, both who actually went to Shorewood, Aaron Perio and Dr. Letitia Reed,
Shout out.
Yes,
Yes.
suggested that I put them on YouTube. And I'm like, what did,
I'm gonna say that because
why would I do that?
I know you with social media when I was trying to, hey, did you see that I passed you, tagged you in? Yeah, Dannette, that was 6 months ago.
I
But that's
know,
okay. Right.
So yes. And so I did.
Mm.
I created the YouTube page. Actually, one of the my colleagues from Dr. King
Mm-hmm.
came up with the name.
Mm.
And so that's how Just Us and Books was born.
And can you take me back to the moment as an educator? I know as a mom, I know as a person in the community, there's a concern, but I know how how can I say it, how connected you are to see your school.
Mhm.
I know the whole layout of it. Was there a moment of like, oh my God, what are we gonna do with our students? Was there not a panic, but a concern? Because I had a concern,
Mhm.
but I don't see students every day. I see them through various times. But you are every day. You know some of these
Right.
kids personally, and there's some students they're having struggles getting the day to day, but now they are going to be away from home. What was your mindset like at that time?
The panic was, are they going to log in? Can they log in?
Right.
Do they have Wi-Fi? Do they have a working computer?
Right.
Just all those things.
The most basic that we would say basic, but these are real needs for the populations we're working with.
Absolutely.
And where is CFR located?
Right off of 14th and Believe.
So is that the 5320? Is that 10 or
53205?
53205.
Yes.
Okay, the area.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So the basic things, you're concerned with the most basic things. Do they have
Yes.
Wi-Fi? Do they have access? Because they can't go out. This is the pandemic. We can't go anywhere. You can't even get to them.
No.
So
no.
the thought. So you say go back to you say the basics. You just want to see if they got the basics.
I want to see if they have the basics. And so with the read alouds, what I tried to do was do lessons that if the teacher was unable, the parents could.
Okay.
So I'm reading a book and then I'm adding a lesson to it that perhaps could give some type of instruction during that time. So if you miss logging in with your teacher, watch this video, listen to a story, get some comprehension, and here's an activity that you can do at home. You don't need any materials. Listen and then do. So that's kind of where it got started, you know, and what I thought, okay, the immediate need. I had a lot of friends with younger children. They were like, we don't know what to do with the kids.
Right. Right.
Okay, here are some videos now you can use.
Right.
And I was at that point now doing them weekly. So they were getting a nice little catalog of videos to watch, lessons to do that they could refer back to.
Right.
So
and it changed the way parents teach too. Parents deal, because like you said, and that's not a slight to them, am I right?
Not
You're
at
saying
all.
they're just
Not
saying,
at all.
because the parent usually is at work.
Yes.
This is the time. No, the brightest parent to the parent who may or may not be involved. They're at work now.
Right.
They're not at home. You know, you got your days, but they're at home and they're getting a little bit of what we would get.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. No, you're getting a little bit because you're in there, right? You have to. You can't just feed them. You got to. Did you do this? Are you reading this? Are you studying this? Right.
All of that.
The anger that some kids will show or the frustration, right? And they're saying, well, I don't know what to do. So you come up with this way of getting this information to them.
Yes.
So the parents are reading, the kids are reading. What does reading out, and you do this on the beginning, what does the reading out loud do? I love words. I'm a poet. I love books, right? But it's also when you hear the power of a word.
Absolutely.
A good read word can change the way you see it. Why did what was your purpose even before the pandemic of reading aloud?
I think read alouds are just one of the most important things that can happen in a classroom. It's such an easy thing to do to make a connection with your students, build vocabulary, comprehension. A book can take you wherever you want to go. And I have learned with doing Justice in Books, there is a book out there about any and everything you could think of. There is a children's book out there. So I think that definitely is something that I learned and something that I hope parents learned as well.
And I'm glad, because a lot of times that there's always almost a back and forth rivalry of who is and who's to blame, right?
Yeah.
They just showed how in Mississippi, I was looking at this video based on what the work you're doing. In Mississippi, I was watching this video. They said Mississippi ranked the lowest in reading, lowest in reading. So this one principal, I said she had enough, right? And this is the time they weren't teaching phonics. They were doing the pictures and the guessing of the word, right? And phonics is for those of us that grew up in the Generation X, we used to have to sound our words out.
Yes. Sounds.
Yeah, the end sounds, right?
Yes.
And she went back to phonics. She went back to phonics. Everything. She took everything back. Right. She had her reading teachers quietly do it. Nobody. And they dramatically changed over a 90-day period.
Okay.
By the time they got into the second half of the school year, they were flying.
Okay.
The test scores,
Went
so the word got out. She got caught. She got in trouble because, she got in trouble. You can look this up. She got in trouble because she was teaching phonics.
Right.
She made her
It
reading.
wasn't teaching the curriculum.
Yes,
Okay.
right. But
All right.
she went to bat. The governor went to bat for her and was like, whatever she is doing, they're winning.
It's working.
So they called it the Mississippi Miracle. You can look it up. And
Mhm,
she changed it around, right?
Okay.
They say sometimes we're sending kids to school without proper, go to school. Some kids going to school and don't know how to read, don't know how to function, etc. So there's an argument, it's the parents' fault. Then they'll say, no, it's the educator's fault. But in the long run, people like yourself and parents, I think educators, if they're sincere, are some of the biggest advocates for parents, because when they're working, you understand the
Absolutely.
family dynamics
Mhm.
of those things. Where are you on that, Queen, when it comes to because they say you should send your kids to school with some basics.
Right.
But then if they don't come with those basics, should they be all the way to 8th grade not knowing how to read something? Mm-hmm.
There's a couple things I always tell parents that they can do at home. Put the captions on the TV. So if your kids are watching TV all the time, put the captions on so that they can see the words and they can hear the words being read to them. They're absorbing in that way.
Right.
I also say when you're going grocery shopping or you're driving down the street, read those signs.
So you used to play to read the signs.
A recipe, have your child help you. That's math. There's so much home learning that can be done that's not necessarily in a book.
In the book. Queen, come back. We're going to go to commercial. We're going to come back. See, I'm so glad you made it. That's what I'm talking about. Take us out, Jermaine. You're tired, go take a nap. If you're tired, then go take a nap. So, dear, if you don't mind, and family, bear with us. It's the weather. It's outside. Please be safe. Please be careful. I'm gonna say it to you again. Dear, can you go back to that, if you don't mind, Dannette, where you spoke on learning all around? Because it's I want to say it the right way. I'm not saying one gets a bad rap another, but mother's work, father's work. You have kids at home. You're saying, yeah, okay, you don't want to do, not you don't want to do, but it may be a little stressful. But here's the way: if you're gonna be on TV, here's the captions. If you're driving past a store, I used to love that when we were kids. My uncle would do that with us. Okay, whoever can name the most, whatever, stop, STOP, right? So you're making it fun.
Absolutely,
you're making it fun. What are other so what do you say to that when it? Because here's the narrative, right? The parents don't care. They're sending their, if you could check me, they're sending their children to school. They're not equipped. The parents are saying, well, I'm working, I'm doing my part. How you telling me my son, my daughter can't read all this time? How do you navigate that? As you know, because not only you educate your parent, am I right? How do you navigate, and what are you saying to parents to get them to understand we all in this together?
I'm saying our learning is different. So when we grew up, we watched Sesame Street.
Electric Company.
I
watched Electric Company.
I watched Electric Company too. Zoom. Oh, come on. Yes. Zoom.
Yes.
Mr. Rogers. And then a lot of those we learned how to read.
Yes.
Some of those are still on. And even better programs now that are teaching about math and science and animals and all kinds of things. Put our kids in front of some of those. Okay. Right. For every YouTube video you watch that is not building you up, make sure they're watching some other things that
balance it out. They're pouring into them. Yes,
pouring into them. And I'm gonna throw this in. Our kids don't necessarily love reading. And one of the things I hope, and I've seen with Just Us and Books, is that I've seen kids fall in love with reading, those reluctant readers who just didn't even want to pick up the book. I've seen them fall in love with reading and they come to me, Miss Justice, can I take a book home? I don't have the computer to follow along, but I can read the story at home. And then when I get to school, I can do both, follow along with the video and the book. So I guess giving them as many opportunities as possible to be successful. Our kids have these phones and these tablets at 2 years old. They have a phone and they can manipulate it.
And everything.
Put some educational stuff on in front of them.
It's the magic of it, because they state that 0 to 3 is the most important time in a child's life.
Sponges, yes.
I saw in that video I was talking about, the young lady said that, and you're an educator. They said the later you wait to start focusing on the reading, the harder it will get for them. The loss of confidence, the articulation, the sounding of the word, the embarrassment,
that confidence,
right? The confidence. So you started early, right? You become, they say, let your house be a mini institution.
Oh my gosh. Let them see you reading. That's huge. That's huge. Model for your kids what you want them to do. So if you are a reader, whether it's a newspaper or something, I have a bookshelf in our house that is many debates, but we have grandbabies, and I want the first thing for them to see are those books. And I want them going to those books and know that when you come over here, there's a book involved somehow. There's going to be some book reading. There's going to be some sit down on laps, and
it's a part of our conversation. I mean, do me a favor, man. Check to see somebody just text inbox and said the sound went out. See where we are. It could be a number of things. I know what the weather is. Just somebody said, just stay with us, Crystal. If you're out there, give us a thumbs up. If the thumb, give me a thumbs up. If you can't, Carvey, type in and just let them know. Give us a thumbs up. I just saw that. I don't know if it's just YouTube or it's on. Yep. Okay. So turn it. Just make sure. If Carvey, give them a test to see if they can know if they. Okay. All right. So as you stated, you let them see it. My grandkids do. We have a whole bookshelf dedicated
Yes.
for them. This is what it is. And I used to let them come over and count the books. Right. I remember taking my little nephew. He's graduating this next week, in the first week of June. And I remember taking him and my little cousin. She's in college. She's studying to be a doctor. I remember I took them to the bookstore and I spent about $250, $300 on books. And he said, man, Uncle Tom, I would never did that. But I wanted him to see, and I explained to him why, but I wanted him to see the value of, so they don't have a problem of going to the bookstore. What do we say to our parents though? And I'm gonna talk on the books on what you do with the videos, but I wanted to give a content. What do we say to our, because we hear this now. I know brilliant young men who say, I don't read. I don't read a lot. I know adults, I don't do all the reading. You know, it's not, right?
The audio books are popular.
Right.
That,
so, right. So how do we get parents and family members and even our youth? I know one way, but I'm saying it also, I'm coming from where you're doing what you're doing now, to read out loud. How do we get, especially our parents and our generations, to understand the importance of reading?
Books now, there are so many choices. And there's so many, the kids' interests you can definitely find in a book. So I think it kind of starts there. Find books that are of interest to your child. I doing this program, I had no idea the number of books.
When you was, since you didn't.
Right.
Really?
I am learning new books every single day. Very culturally relevant. And people sometimes say, what age are your stories appropriate for? A good picture book, sometimes the context can be very appropriate for even adults.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I just think find what your kids love to read and start with a picture book. It doesn't necessarily have to be a chapter book and move on from there.
Yeah, the picture book. And also, I would suggest reading time.
Yes.
When I had the after school program at La Follette, I had a moment when they came from, let them get their snack, they can do whatever. But there was a 45-minute, in the tipping point, Malcolm Gladwell, I think that's his name, and the 10,000 hour rule, right? He stated that, he said, he didn't say it like I'm saying it, but why are Black children failing in reading, right? He said he took a case of 2 schools, right? During the school time, they were all competing the same. He said one school, urban prep school, something of that nature, they start excelling like crazy. So they were like, why? What he found out was one group had a selected amount of time allotted to reading and comprehension. Simple and plain. No writing, just reading and comprehension. Then the other found out that they had extra time during the summer. They did more. Well, one school stopped completely in the summer. They did a month of extra work, maybe 2-3 weeks of extra work.
That summer slide.
That summer, right?
That summer
because
slide.
we'll get into it, right? And then he threw the culture part in it, right? I wasn't reading. I wasn't reading until I saw my dad read.
Okay.
And my mom.
Absolutely.
My mom and dad read like crazy. They pick up books my grandmother read. That was a part of it. That was, you couldn't, because I wanted to be in the conversation. So if that meant I got to read to be nosy, that's what I'm going to do.
The newspaper was on the kitchen table.
That was a part of it.
Essence Ebony Jet was on the living room table. And we read the cereal box.
So does that play a part of it though? Remember, does that not, again, with what you're doing, Essence, Ebony, and Jet. These are magazines that we saw us in.
Yes.
You looked in.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. I remember the day I saw a certain individual on the cover of Ebony magazine. I just said, I put it down. Because I said we could not have. Because I said, there was what Black excellence looked like, and I don't mean to be judgmental, but I was like, this is what we fighting against.
Okay.
Right? You do read aloud, right? What have you seen when you because I looked on there? Look, so let's look. Let me give you guys. She was outside in her snowsuit in Maine. A little snowsuit on. I'm not lying, but a snowsuit on, doing her thing. I was like, okay.
Ezra Jack Keats,
Yeah,
The Snowy Day.
The Snowy Day, right?
Mhm.
Also, I saw you doing. Now you throw the hip hop joints in there when you reading it. You put
Yes.
your fisherman on, and you read. Hold up, we got a caller. Caller, you on the phone? Oh, caller, you on the porch? Caller, you on the porch with Quad? What's happening?
Good afternoon to both of you. I just would like to make a comment. The
Yes.
teachers are awesome. They're carrying a magnitude of load on their plate. But what we have to do as parents, and I'm a great grandmother.
Shout out. Happy
Yes,
Mother's
yes.
Day. Happy Mother's Day.
If you cannot read, you don't rap. You don't rap in my house and you can't read. And so what I did for my daughter and her children, while my daughter worked, she was a single mom. The summer, they had to read a plethora of books. I mean, they had to read with understanding.
Mm-hmm.
They had to read and be able to spell the words. They had to know what the words meant. And so we cannot depend on someone else to do what is so precious to our babies, which is open up their mind. If you can play 2 and 3 hours on a video game,
Oh, yes.
you're going to give me some scholastic attitude. You all be blessed.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Caller, you on the porch with Quad. Talk to us. Thank you for calling in as well.
Hey, Quabanuts, Andre.
Andre Lee Ellis. What's up, King?
Hey, Dannette Justus is a jewel in our city.
Yes.
Now, first I'm going to say that the caller that called before, in a way, I disagree with it.
Mhm.
I use as a rap as a way of getting uninterested young black people into reading.
It's reading.
and when if they memorize the words to a rap song,
Yes.
I can have them memorize a paragraph to a book that they read.
Yes. Say that.
If they can memorize a book, the paragraph in a book that they read, Miss Justice, you can vouch for this. They'll remember to be on time for work, and they just may graduate or complete some of the better things that they want to do in their life.
Absolutely.
Reading is not only fundamental, but it's rewarding.
Come
When
on.
you can read, you can work anywhere in the world.
You can do anything.
When you can read, you can interpret languages that you may not have even studied yet. Not totally, but you can figure it out because you know how to break it down.
Yes, sir.
Justice is doing us just stuff
Yes.
by teaching us how to read about just stuff and giving us, our children, a chance to find out that they're more than just a textbook. They are the story.
All right.
Come on, Andre.
All right.
Come on.
Thanks, Miss Justice.
Thank you. I
Love.
need to get to the cage actually and do a read aloud.
And you've done your read alouds in so many places. And I got to say this to Andre before I go to your comment. I want to say this to the parent out there. Remember this. Reading, music, and writing all go hand in hand.
Poetry.
That's why I was going to say it. The
That's
reason
reading.
our generation is so musically inclined in hip hop is for several things. We have to write our words 5 times each. That's
Yes.
repetition.
Yes.
You had to write a sentence with your word.
With the
That's
word.
comprehension.
Mhm.
Then you have vocabulary, and we have phonics. So rhyming and all of that came just like that.
Absolutely.
If you have young people, and I have to say this, I think Grandma's doing a great job, but just know this: be careful of saying what I'm taking away, because those things are essential. Nas Illmatic is in Harvard Humanities. Nas dropped out of high school. Nas' vocabulary is that with a PhD.
Oh, yes.
And his
Oh,
album
yes.
is that of a dissertation.
Absolutely.
So be mindful, because you have to say, if you can rhyme, then they can memorize.
And rhyming is a huge part of
Rhyming
that.
and rhyming is a skill and an art within
Yes, it
itself.
is.
So
Yes, it
we
is.
have to be mindful. And also, if you're going to do that, you can also have your kids pay. I pay my grandkids to read. I do. I don't have no problem. We got a caller. Caller, you on the porch with Qua and Dannette. Hello.
Hi, thank you. I just have to call and say I'm 66 years old from Greenwood, Mississippi. I come from the era of where we were totally segregated. When the colored, and that's what it's called, the colored library came to Greenwood, Mississippi, there was celebration and salvation for me and my soul. What we read prior was the Bible, the catalog, medical dictionary that was in the household, and every cereal box or whatever was on the boxes around us, because you knew that you were not able to access. Grandmama always said, we could go anywhere you want to go, but the minute you saw the police, you would go to a different direction because they were raping little black girls then. People do not understand the look at the attacking of that they're taking our libraries away.
Yes.
7 libraries lost in Texas from that horrible governor and being turned into small prisons for children.
Yeah.
You know, that's a sin before God. God has given you the sense to be able to discern for yourself. You have to be able to discern for yourself. If you don't teach yourself, who else can help you? You got to help yourself.
Teach.
That's
Yes.
all I got to say. But there's nothing like a book, and I have hundreds of them. I have read thousands of them, and I speak the way I speak because of it. And that's just the way it is. And people look at you differently just because you can read. And the most embarrassing thing, or most painful thing I've had was to have a patient step at the counter and his 4 or 6-year-old son with him, and he couldn't read or write. And I had to read the form for him. And, you know, how did he feel about that in front of his child? You know,
Yes.
that's all I'm going to say. And thank you so much, young lady.
No
And
problem.
God is the savior for everything.
Thank you.
No problem. And then that, again, just the fact that she stated somebody walks up and I can't read. They say most prisons, according to the prison pipeline, prisons are built by, they can tell by failing 3rd grade.
3rd grade reading test.
Because
Yes.
they can't, if you can't read in the 3rd grade level.
That's what they say.
Right. And it gets harder each year you go. Right. You have read aloud. You make, not only do you make it interesting, but it's been a journey for you also. Am I right? Like you said, to find those things. What has it done for you just being a part of this? Like you said there, I was looking on on your page where I think you got an award, right?
I did.
Yes. But also just how people have applauded you for saying, you know what, you took a lot of people during COVID was like, okay, I don't know what we're gonna do. But you literally said, now you've turned that into something, right? You reading Green Lambeau Field, right? I mean, you doing read alouds in places, you're making it, because if you make reading cool,
yes,
reading changes.
That's the hope.
Right. I think when we started doing poetry, we didn't look like poets.
You're right.
We didn't look like it. So poetry was looked at, well, what are you doing? We doing poetry. Why come you don't have this and that? We don't look, we made it cool.
It looked different. It
right.
sounded different. Yes.
Right. So how you're making it cool. What did it do for you? What has it given you over this period of time?
I have just discovering all that's out there. Now I recently started connecting the books to different locations in Milwaukee. I'm able to highlight different businesses in Milwaukee. I was recently at Goody Gourmet. So highlighting Black businesses and connecting literacy with that is a joy. It's a joy. Several businesses at Sherman Phoenix I've been able to highlight. So bringing the two together, things within their community that they've never seen before. It all kind of started, I did a read aloud at Northwestern Mutual at the very top, and I was able to show them an aerial view of the city.
Yeah.
And when I showed the video to the kids, a lot of the kids were like, what is that? Where is that? They didn't know what Summerfest was, or the lake, or American Family Field. They had never been there.
10-block radius.
Seaford. Pfizer Forum is less than a mile from Pfizer Forum, and they've never been there.
Not even in that direction.
Like, how is that right? So I'm loving that I'm able to bring some of those locations and those landmarks and those businesses to the kids.
And that's exposure too.
Absolutely.
I'm big on exposure.
Yes.
You know, they say, well, why were you like you got so, and for those that don't know, one, and also my friend, she's an avid workout. You know, this is what got me to work. No, she does not play. You go to the gym, she is not playing. But the energy you guys have at it's been where when you were a King, there was a certain energy, right? Yeah. But when I'm at Seaford and you guys do the welcome the students back, so anybody that wants to see this is and their squad, they welcome. I mean, how many people do you have out there? It's an all call to everybody. How many people are out there literally?
Shout out to Judge Mosley.
Yes.
Derek Mosley now.
Yes.
We've had anywhere from 50 to 100 community members.
Yes. men lined up, greeting
up.
the kids.
Yes,
man.
high-fiving, hugs, handshakes, all the things for the
Right.
kids.
And you go on because I've seen you. You know, you got the pajama suit on, you got the Dr. Seuss thing on. Dear, is that what some people look at like? I'm not going that far.
Mhm.
Why go so far?
Oh my God, it makes it fun.
Mm,
Making reading fun
mm,
and making it relatable for kids.
mm.
And that's what I said. If kids can fall in love with reading, there's nothing that they can't do.
Mm.
Let's start with falling. We can teach them strategies and things
That's right.
until we're blue in the face. But if they don't love reading,
Right.
they're not going to do it.
Right.
So,
Right. And the fact that somebody could be hung for learning to read.
ooh,
You
I've told
could
them that
be
story.
100. You know, you got literally. There was a story of an African who was kidnapped, and he was found reading, and they blinded.
Wow.
You know, that tells you how impactful it is. And the other side of it is that a lot of brothers I meet and sisters, but a lot of brothers I met who are incarcerated said, if only they would have been reading while they were out. What do you think? Do you think it's the distraction? Because you're reading out loud, so you almost rapping and doing poetry, spoken word. Because I'm listening to you the enunciation of the words, the reflection, how you highlight things, the pictures. You know, that's a presentation, right? And I think that's another exposure because you're showing the kids this is how it's done, right? Why are they so in tune to what do you think is distracting our young people and even our parents? The benefit of not seeing it, because a young dude said that in the movie. Remember. Them books can't feed your kids in Belly.
What was I was gonna say?
Belly. DMX told Nas
DMX,
that them books can't feed your kids. And I know that's a loaded, but in your most, you know, just from your experience.
Listen, I really feel like, and I lost my train of thought for a second. I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
In your experience, what would be the distractions?
I think it's funny you should say that. So I put the videos on YouTube, and we say so many negative things about YouTube. And so I do tell parents in between what they're watching, have them listen to a story. I think, unfortunately, some of those. Our kids have so much access
to things that
they have so much access to things.
And more home alone.
Yes.
Parents are working more.
They're looking at a lot of stuff and seeing a lot of things. And I think those are the distractions that our students have.
Our monitoring of what you should be seeing, what you shouldn't be seeing. They have access that we never had. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, Queen, we're going to a commercial to bring us home, man. Take us out, man. We'll be back. Yeah, I'm enjoying. I wish the rain didn't come because we have some more of this. You got to come back.
Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Sound again.
They're good. They're good now, Lori. You good. You calling. You on the porch with Choir. I'm sitting here with the great Dannette. Us. You on the porch with Choir. Talk to us.
You got me?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay. I say I'm a musician here in Milwaukee.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell the truth. As far as I went to Riverside High School.
Shout out.
Read a book. I never read a book in my life.
Mm.
I'm 70-something years old right now.
Mm.
I've been a musician for over 60 years.
Mm.
I was a conservatory of music.
Okay.
I didn't learn nothing. I came out there dumb as I was when I went in there.
Mm.
But life has been good.
How so? Tell me something. Tell me this. Hold up. I hear you, but tell us so. How so? Because you said you went in and you didn't have the information and you came out worse. You say you never read a book in your life. How was life? I just want to know.
I got three different incomes just from my music. What I know, from hearing.
So you played by ear.
I still play by ear.
You still play by ear. How did that help?
I play for 5 funeral homes right now.
Okay. How did that help the second generation of musicians and readers after you?
I don't know, man, but everybody's playing contemporary. I'm still playing gospel.
Go ahead, Jermaine. Go ahead, man.
Wait a minute. Is this my guy, Chris?
Hey,
yeah, I knew. The cat said 5 funeral homes. I knew it because there's only a few people that got contracts with funeral homes, and I knew. Because I'm one of them, and I'm like, hold up. This must be Chris. What's going on, brother?
Oh, man, all is well, man. All is well. I'm on my way to Minnesota this weekend to play at my mama's church.
Hey, brother, borrow a brother $5, brother.
Ain't no problem.
You got 3 incomes. Good. Well, thank you for your call, good brother. We appreciate you.
Good hearing from you, man. But hey, man, I'm just saying, I ain't saying reading ain't good for nobody. I should have read, man.
Understand. That's what I would. I'm glad you said that.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to hear because you got a gift and a skill. Well, most of our young men, if they don't have a gift and skill like you,
this is true.
That's it. So I'm glad you said that. Thank you, good brother. And so as we getting ready to bring it home, Queen, you were saying that we want to make it fun, right? We want to, but also we want to make it imperative.
Yes.
That this is life and death if you're not reading.
Yes.
Right. It's a, as I said all the time, Barack Obama had to be the first in his class. He had to speak well. He had to have a list of how good he was.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The other guy that doesn't look like him, those other guys, all they had to be was their color of their skin.
I just heard a quote. What is it? It was from Scandal. Oddly enough, we have to be twice
as good.
Twice as good to get half as much.
We get twice as good to be half as much. You got to be able to do those things. They're within your work. And I gotta ask you this. What do you, 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
If we continue to implement what you're implementing, the energy, the excitement, and the engagement, what will be the outcome? Because you have developments with this, right?
Yeah, I do.
And if we don't implement this, what does it look like?
Like I said before, it's getting kids at a very young age to fall in love with reading.
Mm-hmm.
And my hope is to make the reading fun and make it something that each week, there's a new story.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the library and get the story and get the book. And now I can follow along with the video and the book. Let's go to Barnes and Noble, or let's go to a black bookstore and buy the book. And let me get my own library of books together.
At your house. Yes.
At your house that he loves. And, have that so that, you're now falling in love with reading, becoming a better reader. And
you got a library.
Yes.
And because I'm going to be honest there, when we doing what we doing, sometimes I have to look. I can say this. I've worked with thousands of kids. And I've looked and said, okay, we're going to work. But I have had some where I go, this might be as good as it's going to be for him. And I'm not going to give him any less or her. But when you are 20, you're 17, 18 years old, and you cannot read a sentence, that's dangerous. Now, you can be functional in charisma.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I think our young people function off charisma.
Absolutely.
Adults, too. We will make up for it. But even charisma gets called out. What's the worst case scenario there? If we not, you're an educator. You're working in one of the most pivotal times, because this is an element, right? You're in elementary, right? You see this, right? Worst case scenario.
Not becoming a reader. I think one of the lessons I do at the first days of school are all the things that we read. And I don't think kids realize that reading is everywhere. Text messages. You got to be able to read the label on the clothes that you're buying.
You got to be reading it right.
Just all of that, and them understanding that reading is everywhere. And the worst case scenario is that you're not able to do any of that. And so we try to get them as young as possible, to fall in love with reading.
To limit it. Queen, I have such a good time. You got to come back, because we didn't get to the staff development you have. How can people connect with you?
I am on Facebook with Dannette Justus. You can email me at ms.jreadsbooks@gmail.com.
Also, your YouTube channel, right? Can we
absolutely subscribe? Go to JUST because I'm gonna check everybody.
I subscribe. I do all the things. I don't want you to be like quiet. I ran into you in the summer, so I know what we got to do. Right?
Yes. JUSTUS and books.
All right, Queen. So listen, we getting ready to come out. Man, gonna take us home. We got to give Carvey a word. Remember, he turned 19, so you got to give him another word. We give him. What's another word you want to give him?
Be careful. Be careful. And choose your friends wisely.
Mano, what would you give him?
Man, just to piggyback off of what she said, choose your friends wisely. Be smart. Keep your eyes open. And last but not least, always keep God first.
Ooh, come on.
Because if you allow him to order your steps, you'll never go wrong.
So, ask you the 3 questions I ask everybody as you get out. The truth, finish your sentence. The truth is? Yeah, finish the sentence. The truth is?
What is the truth?
You just finish it. Whatever you think the sentence, you finish the sentence. I'm going to say the truth is, and you just tell me what you think. The truth is?
Reading is important.
If this world was mine?
Oh, my goodness. If this world was mine, there'd be more happiness and kindness.
I am unapologetically
black.
Unapologetically black. Family, so listen, man, take me out. I'm going to give you an inspirational moment. So listen, Carvey asked a question, and I want to share this real quick. So there's this story. It's this story of this guy. He played down in the subway. He took his violin. He played down in the subway. He only made $30. He had a tuxedo and he made $30. 2 days before, he sold out the Boston Arena, 4 shows straight. But down here, nobody knew him. What am I saying to you more than anything? Where you're not appreciated, they won't celebrate what you do. See, if you're someplace where nobody knows you, you can't thrive. So he was in a place where nobody knew him. But then he went to a place where they knew him and everybody thrived. So what does that say? Don't go where you're tolerated. Go where you're celebrated. Because if you put the wrong ingredients in the right hands, it still won't grow. You got to plant your seeds in the right place. Peace, power, and prosperity, man. Reading is not fundamental. It's a key to life. Holla me, man. Just out here.
Be smiling from ear to ear to see what he has done.